Right, hello guys and welcome to an unboxing video. So this one's a bit it's focused on one team and one brand, to be fair, because recently I built that 148 plane kit and discovered I really enjoy well designed, well made plane kits. So I went to the shop and initially for a gift from my brother, set of World War I planes, 1/72 scale Edward planes, and then I kind of bought something for myself, and then I kind of stumbled onto the website for accessories for that kit, and then bought some more. So yeah. But the kit I got from the store is underneath this box. It's not in this box because obviously I got it from my locals. So let's reveal that for a second, shall we? And there we go. I'll put this to the side. And there you go, a lovely Spitfire Mark 8. It's a Profi Pack edition in 1/48 scale. What does Edward Profi Pack mean? Basically it comes with a base set of PE. Most importantly, it comes with the photo etch for the cockpit, which we'll reveal in a second. First of all, let's start with a beautifully crafted manual, which has color contrast to indicate what needs to be cut away, what needs to be replaced with PE and stuff like that. So very well made, and they do a kind of Revel-like thing, only it feels better written, to be fair, and also comes in Czech, being a Czech Republic company. So let's go into the insides. So lots of typical of Edward, lots of options for the clear parts. So you've got a bubble top, you've got a normal top, open, close and stuff like that, and then various gun sights of course as well. I mean, I look at these and these look really good. So once they get a layer of pledge, they'll look like glass, they'll look like perfect glass. Anyway, might have to get the camera in a bit closer. Let's see. Ooh, knocking the camera. Actually, it might be handy if I just zoom in. Give me a second here. Ooh, hand in front of camera. No, actually that's pretty good. There we go. So put that manual to the side. So the two biggest sprues, which contain the wing spar, which is this part, and the hull halves, got this, they're in here. Being a Mark 8, it comes as stub wings, and can you build it as another one? No, it's just, yeah, it comes as the stub wing, there's not the elliptic wing. There might be you get optional parts for that. And hello Facebook again. And then all the small stuff comes in these two massive sprues with all the little details for the cockpit and stuff like that. Beautiful interior details here on the inner panels. And shh, Facebook. Two types of exhaust. Yeah, smaller tips, wider tips, but you won't be using that. Why not? Becomes obvious in a second. Propeller. Anything else special that I need to notice here? Yes, several sets of what are the little wings on the rear called again? Little wings on the, well, you know which ones I mean, the little wings that go on the side of the tail. If you know what it is, put it in the comments. I completely forgot the name. But anyway, several options for that, and I do think these clip into the main wings, so you can actually get a round-tipped wing as well, instead of a flat-ended wing. Anyway, if you look at this, and this has such nice crisp detail on all of this. I mean, it's a plane, so there's not an insane amount of parts. Other typical thing of the Profi packs comes with the, well, it doesn't look like it, but they come. These are the masking sheets for the canopy and stuff. And this is the PE set I talked about. So the main thing you'll get with these is the cockpit dials and the seat belts. Yes, of course, the seat belts. And some miscellaneous little details, but decal, pre-printed, pre-painted cockpit PE and pre-painted seat belts are the main feature basically. And of course it comes with a nice set of cartograph decals. I'm not going to take them out of the package. Get several options. You even get a shark mouth for an American squadron that flew them. I think was it in the Pacific, was it in Italy? I can't remember. But the way I'm going to do it is, and I need to find them, and these white ones, I don't know if they come out on camera, but they say HB. Let me grab the box for that, so I can show you what that would look like. Because the front box art is, I believe it's a Royal Australian Air Force split on the front box art, but I'm going to do, let me see if that comes out on camera, I'm going to do this one, which was flown by Air Vice Marshal Harry Broadhurst, who is best known for his decisive actions in support of the desert rats in the African campaign. So I'm going to do it like that. To do it like that, I actually did something very specific, which we'll be coming to now, which is guy back in. Well, it's the goodies. Yeah, I got some of the goodies in that box. So let me just go grab that. I didn't opt for the big PE sets. I did not see the point. The flaps and stuff like that are mold and plastic are crisp enough. There might come a point where I get the big Ed set for one of these, but that point has not come. So yeah, onto the box where goodies for that are contained. But before we get to the goodies for the Spitfire, well. Yeah, there's more than just, yeah, there's something else in here as well, except for Spitfire parts. Beautiful Messerschmitt. Let's see if we can get a camera right there. 109 G6 early version. Again, the Profi pack. It's like 20-ish, between 20 and 30 euros at my locals and with Edward themselves for both these kits. For like 20-30 euros for this one and 20-30 euros for the other one. But it contains like the base PE stuff you need and stuff like that. To go along with that, I got the big Sin kit, which is basically it's the Resin version of their big Ed photo etch sets. This basically comes with resin detail parts, of course, and the relevant photo etch for set parts. But we'll look at that in a second. First, I got 2 individual sets for the Spitfire. Put the box away again. There we go. 2 little individual sets for the Spitfire a while ago. And one of them is the beautiful, very awesome Mark 8 Merlin Engine. Well, the Merlin Engine for the Spitfire Mark 8. So let's get that out. Comes well packaged, as you can see. Let's leave the instructions in for now. So what you get for that is you get an entire front, you get the nose again basically, so you can do it flaps open. also in resin, as you can see. Very nice detail on that. Right, very nice, very crisp. Excuse me. Very nice rivets on there. Loving the detail. I think this is a strut. I'm not sure. I think this is like the central strut that goes over the engine, where the how would you describe that? Like the two cowlings of the engine, where they clap open. I think it goes there somewhere. I think. But anyway, continue. So the main engine block. One thing that does kind of bother me ever so slightly is, let's see if this comes out on camera and stand up. What bothers me slightly is that these are already on there, these ignition coils, these ignition wires, because as you can see they're filled in. So I might try to hollow these out, and if that fails I'll just do what I did with the radial engine on the Kawanishi, and that is basically glue some copper wire in place of instead of these. But yeah, other than that, very nice with the oil lines and, come on, focus, with the oil lines and everything. I mean, look at that detail. And then this, of course, now I need to orient myself here. Yeah, I believe this is what basically mounts into the back of the existing kit. What else do we have? Yeah, I think that's oil pump and stuff like that, and then more lines, and I think this might actually be the back firewall. Over the thing, let's see. There we go. And then yeah, this is basically the frame that goes that holds the engine, and some miscellaneous bits for the engine and stuff like that. So I'll have to wait and find out, basically, because it goes without saying that at least one of these two will be done on as a video build. Again, I think there's again exhaust options, because obviously you can't use the exhaust with the kit because those are plastic and these are resin. Yeah, I do believe these are exhaust again. And then of course the PE for the frame. Not a lot of PE to that, but you know what you need. And then just look at the instructions, comes with what's in the kit. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, it does have the Rolls-Royce stamped into it. I'm not sure, I had to look at it really closely, but it does say Rolls-Royce. Wait for it. Come on. I need to keep it, I need to take it so close to the camera. There, see it? Rolls-Royce. Just as it should. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, as you can see, gonna be a challenge. But they're pretty clear, the instructions for what needs to happen. And of course you won't be bothering with removing parts to install photo etch piece number A or something like that, because it's, you know, the kit doesn't work without the photo etch, and basically that's what it comes down to. Right, and then what makes this specifically the thing I specifically ordered, because I was doing the Harry Broadhurst one, because what does an Air Vice Marshal use his Spitfire for? Very simple. He uses it for ferry flights. He goes from one base to another, you know, visit wherever he needs to be to assert his leadership. So what I got is the 90-gallon slipper tank. I'm not going to open it because it's one of those annoying boxes. Basically it comes with the mounting brackets in PE, and then the slipper tank itself in resin with an insane amount, and I need to get the flashlight on this thing, so just excuse me for a second. I said I had to get the flashlight on, with an insane amount of detail on these. I mean, trying my best not to glare this out, but I mean, you see the rivets, right? Look at that. And then of course it's a slipper tank because it conforms to the profile of the plane. You can see that here as well. And then this rear fueling, I think that's the fueling hole. You need to take that back block off, and these blocks, of course. That's just from casting. But yeah, lovely detail. And then you think, well, he's done now, right? He's done with all the insane detail. No, because for the BF-109, which I won't be getting out of the box, I'll just actually, I need to put this back away. The clear parts for the Spitfire are still lying around. Come on, there we go. I do have to admit, I saw the box, the wheels that come with the box. I'm not happy with those on the Spitfire. Does that mean I'm going to bother buying new ones? It depends on this, really, because this contains all of the stuff, all of the Resin stuff that we've got for the, like, we've got two of the, I think it's like 8 items you can get for the Spitfire. We've got 2 of those, being the engine, which is always the biggest part, obviously, which is always the biggest Resin part. And then we've got the slipper tank, which they do in 3 versions, but I think they're cutting it down to 1 or 2. I'm not sure. But the 90-gallon one was a frequently used one. There's the one bigger, which was 130, I think. Wasn't as frequently used, and then 60, I think, is the other. Seemed a bit small, since, you know, Harry Broadhurst in the Northern African theatre, I think, which would be flying, I think, from certain islands in the Mediterranean as well. I'm not sure. I'd have to check Wikipedia or something like that for that. But anyway, yeah, the big Resin kit for the ME-109. And then, of course, let me grab it. The ME-109 itself, which comes with a very striking paint scheme, and with a mosquito in the background. Mosquito. Right, and these are the decal options for this one. I'm not sure, to be fair. I am getting them. I did order a mottling mask from Edward for this and my Hasegawa, which has mottling as well. Yeah, it's gonna be one of these 4, and it probably is going to be this one, because this has got bigger mottling, this has got smaller one to the back, and this has got like the in-between, and the one I got is big mottling. So yeah, I'm gonna get that one done, I think. Plus striking nose art, plus I'm dreading doing the spiral. I'm really dreading doing the spiral. And this one has awesome, like that, I don't know, cartoon rocket punch almost kind of thing to it. I might really look up the histories of these planes, because Eric Hartman sounds familiar, to be fair. I mean, a CEO of 9th. Okay, 9th. Okay, he was commanding officer, and all the other were lieutenants or under officers. So yeah, I might look up these 2 guys. Herman Graf doesn't sound unfamiliar either, but I'm waffling. Continue to the beautiful plane. So these were fighter aces, so they do have kill marks on the tail. There we go. So slightly different look for the clear parts, as we can see. Again, a few options for the canopy. And then main body and the wings. with the tips attached, because this didn't have a stubby wing version throughout its life. And then the main sprue, immediately I'm going to say that we're ditching these, because these come as resin detail parts with the big Resin kit. Other than that, I think 3 options of propeller design, a wide one, a really sharp narrow one, and then an in-between one. So it probably depends which one you get. I do like the wheel design on this one better. I'm not sure, I didn't check it quite so thoroughly, but I think the Spitfire might have different options as well, so maybe it's got one with a profile to it as well, which I am hoping for. Does it actually say what? It does say Marker's name. Metzler, yes. And I'm saying yes because they are still in business, Metzler. They make motorcycle tires mainly now. So that's pretty awesome to see that they respected that. So again, I'm not going to bother showing the manual. Same idea with the Spitfire, very detailed, very nicely, very clear for the PE. Very clear to work with the PE. And then several options. The red does come as a decal because it has got that pinstriping to it. So one of the ones I'm considering. And the swirls are of course included as well. Has swastikas because Czech Republic doesn't outlaw the reproduction of swastikas, and I am going to put them on because let's not kid around, they were Nazi fighter planes. We're just appreciating the plane, not the philosophy, but I want to keep it at least a bit historically accurate. So when they're provided, I'm not going to go out my way and get like an entire sheet of Nazi decals, unless maybe if I'm doing like a big battleship to get the correct flags, but for one plane I'm not going to do it. So if they're not provided, I'm not bothered. If they are provided, I am going to use them. Anyway, on with that. Yeah, again, same as with the Spitfire, a beautiful photo etch details here. Again with the entire cockpit dials laying out, and some parts for the seats, including the seat belts. And again with the masks, as always, which is why I love these Profi packs. It's you know, no hassle with the mask. Very crisp looking cockpit, because I do know how to do the cockpit decals pretty decent. Looking at what I've made out of the... Oh, no point putting this back in the box. Looking what I've made out of the Hasegawa cockpit. But yeah, if I can get that option, I'm going to take it. And there we go. This is how... That's where Resin comes from about, because you know they're known for the photo etch part. So best scratch it, resin all around, Resin. So this is the big Resin in the truck. No, is this the end? Yeah. This is the engine guide. It's even more complex. More complex, yes. Than the one they did for the Spitfire. It's even more detailed. So the wheels, I also have the wheels, which is, you know, it's straightforward. Do these say Metzler? I think not. This might be a specific type of wheel, I'm not sure. Actually, if they don't say Metzler, I might actually skip them. Well, no big money lost anyway. Oh yeah, interestingly, Edward, big Mr. Hobby guys, they come with Mr. Hobby color guides. I don't know if I mentioned this. I might actually look into that because I don't have Nazi fighter plane camo schemes at the moment. Colors, only have a few select colors, which won't be enough for this the camo scheme that's on these 109s. This is why I said we won't be using the fuel tanks, because these are provided as well with an entire sheet of decals for it, Achtung and stuff like that. Propeller, it comes with a G6 wide flat, yeah, the wide propeller blade one. So we're going to be using that. Again, look, I mean, it's almost a shame. I'm going to see if I can fix that and fix it with magnets or something like that. Just look at that detail. It seems a shame to cover that up. And then this is the silliest part about it, the radio compartment, which will only be visible through this narrow viewing slot. Unless, again, like I said, no, it will only be the narrow viewing slot, because this is a compartment that goes inside of the plane and actually has the ribs and skin of the plane represented on it. Anyway, onto the parts. So again, this comes in separate bags for each individual set that is contained in this big set. Again, resin parts for the fuselage. I think you get 2 options, or do you get 2 sets in case you ruin one? I'm not sure. The engine block, which might as well get out here. I mean, you'd almost be tempted to buy one separately and sit it there if it weren't for the fact that the resin, the cast thingy is on the top, I think. Yeah, it's on the top. Is it this way around? Can't. It's this way around. So yeah, it's on the top. But again, lovely detail on the engine. Got the ports. The ignition coils are on here as well, but on this engine they were flat to the engine, so you don't notice. There's a bit of a wire sticking out here that does have the same problem again. But I think I'm pretty confident that this one should be easy to fill out. Other than that, and they did manage to, like, these, I don't know, it's probably not push rods, but anyway, these tubes are perfectly free, so that's nice. So yeah, it should be enjoyable again. I'm into the deep end because I've never worked with resin before, which is kind of silly. Again, we'll work with Spitfire, several options for the exhausts. And then, you know, the various bits and bobs that still have to go on the engine block itself, including the back firewall again. Braces and struts for the engine, which you do have to cut out. And does seem to be resin, doesn't it? Yeah. So it's all resin, and then of course, and this is what's special, because the ME-109 had guns above its engine, a dual pair of MGs. I've got a dual pair of MGs, of course, to go into the cowling. So that's pretty awesome. It's going to give that extra bit to the engine. And then more bits and bobs for the engine, because this is, like I said, you already can see by the count of the parts, it's a fair bit more complex than what the Spitfire engine looks like. There you go, put that away again. The other ones we're going to go over, of course, the relevant, the sandwich of relevant PE parts, engine, something, and then in between this is something more, because it has, of course, for each and every one of these except for the wheels, it has these. And now I need to check what the masks are actually for the wheels. No, I see no reason why I can't use the mask that comes with the kit. Yeah, the masks are and decals are in here as well, are sandwiched in between here. What's this? This is the radio room, the panels, like the interior panels and the instruments. No point elaborating on these. It's very similar to the engine detail-wise. Is that glass? I need to look into this. Why this is like that? Need to look into that. I might not have to. Anyway, the spare fuel tanks, 2 versions. The stubby version and the nice sharp version. What I'm probably going to do is eventually get some figures for this and get like these on a trolley, one of these on a trolley. Basically, like it's being taken off, it's being put on instead of the other one. Not a lot to it, to be fair. It's just two types of spare tank that came with these planes, and the two mounting brackets relevant to each type. Propeller, again, it's just a resin version of one of the versions that comes with the kit. This being the flat one, the really wide ones. Pretty good detail on this, like the central hub where everything fits into. So, which makes me think that I might want to do the nose as a I'm gonna need to get thinny sticks or something like that to sand this. Bleh. So fine. Yeah, attach it with magnets because I've got the really small neodymium magnets. So, and then of course the wheels, nothing special. And let me check. Oh no, these are the Continental brand ones. The ones that, like 2 or 3 of the sets that come with the kit are Metzler brand ones, and these are Continental brand ones. Because Continental might sound English, it's actually German brand. But yeah, that's about it. I'm really excited to do these sets, but I'm still working on the phone and looking at the amount of time these individual plane sets might take because of all the resin fiddlings. I'm actually, you know, keep on going until the font's finished. Actually, not get these out. Spread it out a bit more. Know fairly well what's what. There we go. But yeah, that's it. So, plane builders who want to watch my stuff, oh, you'll have something to watch. Don't you worry, you will have something to watch indeed. So, like I said, there's 2 more photo etch plates which were in between that cardboard. You can see here many photo etch plates. I think there's actually 2 for the engine itself alone. So, yay. Anyway, that's it for now. All there's left for me to say is I'll catch you boys later. And keep building awesome stuff. And if you're willing to share it with us, with me and other YouTubers on the Boom Hut, join the Boom Hut. Join the Model Makers Boom Hut at facebook.com/modelboomhut. Yeah, no, facebook.com/groups/modelboomhut. So I'll put that down in the link, but put that down in the video so you can type it in. But yeah, I'll be sharing stuff there. I'll also be sharing stuff from my personal my Facebook page from my modeling, which is Mr. Lots Model Making, just like it is on the YouTubes. Again, link in the description. Other than that, yeah, stay awesome. Keep building awesome stuff. Share it so I can see it. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.